Hello, everyone. It is Friday, February 5th. It is our 5th day of creating a studio together. Welcome back. I hope you are having a great week. It's really pretty bitter cold out there, but we have some friends here at Oakwood who are from much further north, and they remind me that it's not that bad out there. So I'll be thinking that next week when it's about 20 degrees. So welcome back. Our 5th week. Time is flying by this winter, thankfully, because we can't wait till spring and summer, or at least I can't. So I hope you are looking forward to that as well. And I can't remember if the groundhog saw his shadow last week or didn't. But no matter what, we'll probably be seeing the snow melt by about April. So fingers crossed, it's coming soon. So welcome. Today in the studio, it's about bringing color into your space. So remember, I've talked about the studio being ever-changing to make it an environment that is really inviting to you, because this is your space. It's not about others. It's not about what others would like in that space. It's all about you and what you want in that space to bring life, fun, and joy to your time and to your work, to your art, to your writing, to just be a space where you can come maybe and meditate or relax. Or, someone said yesterday, making art takes away their troubles. It makes them forget that there's a lot of stress in your life. So the more we turn inward and the more we put our work out there, whether that's singing or dancing or writing or visual arts, drawing, painting, clay, we put that out there, boy, our feelings can start to change. So I hope that you are making a studio or making some art. If you don't have a studio, make some art, make something for yourself. Put your thoughts out there in the world, your ideas, and you'll feel better about yourself. You'll feel good about yourself when you do that. At least that's the hope. So I wanted to share with you some things today. I have this wonderful book. I've shared it before. If you saw my earlier video series, Sketching with Jennifer, it's called Start Where You Are, A Journal for Self-Exploration by Meera Lee Patel. And I love it because it has these beautiful watercolors and famous quotes from throughout history. And today's quote I'm going to share with you, it's got all these prompts and these fun writing activities, writing exercises. Today's is, the world only exists in your eyes. You can make it as big or as small as you want. And that's F. Scott Fitzgerald. The world only exists in your eyes. You can make it as big or as small as you want. So think about that. This world that we're living in, we each have our own worlds, right? We experience it in all of our own way. And if you can make it as big or as small as you want. I'm a pretty big introvert most of the time. And so this pandemic has been really comfortable for me in a lot of ways. I like to spend a lot of time alone, and I like things pretty quiet sometimes. So this is right where I'm most comfortable. Now, is it healthy to spend this much time alone and this much time in solitude? Probably not, but it's a comfort zone for me. So think about, how big do you want your world to be? And some days I want my world much, much bigger, but some days I want it really, really small. And so I apply that to our studio idea here. How big do you want your space to be? How small do you want it to be? And we're working with small spaces, right? Most of us are. Some of us may have a second home if we're fortunate in that way, or some place that maybe we rent or can go, maybe another place where we can go make art. Maybe we go to Tabor Art Studio. Maybe we go to the Oaks Art Studio. So it feels like we have that extension to our studio. Some of us have no more space than our recliner and our lap. And that's enough. That's enough to make art. Not always the most comfortable. And, we just adjust and we do what we can. But there always are those spaces on campus, whether you're a writer, a musician, a visual artist, a clay maker. You can come to those art studios and do those things that you love to do. So think beyond your little space, but here we are working in our tiny space. So today's theme is color. So we're bringing fun and color to our space. And I'm going to encourage you to bring in, if you can, a rainbow of color. It can be in the tiniest of ways, or it can be in a really big way. So today I brought in lots of color. I've got an old cootie here from the Cooties game. I love these. You can't find them this way anymore. I don't know if you've noticed in recent times, but children's things from games to books to toys are really kind of, and excuse my language, dumbed down. And maybe that's not the best way to talk about it, but they're made really cutesy, they're made really exaggerated and quick in the sense that they're almost loud and in your face when it comes to imagery. And so what I appreciate is the way things used to look. And so this cootie, you can't find them anymore. This would be a retro cootie. This is the cootie I grew up with, and I could buy them until like the year 2000. But now they're made with some big exaggerated eyes, and all the parts are different, and they're wearing roller skates. And I just want the old-fashioned little plastic cootie from the Cooties game. Then I incorporated a pull toy here, very rainbow pull toy alligator. So I love that idea of just bringing in more rainbow colors. I've incorporated this really fun sculpture. It's a bird made with lots of different colors. I've just lost his head and his neck. I'll pick that up in just a minute, put him back together. Incorporated this little fun guy, little mouse in a car. And one day I'll show you, I think I've talked about this before. This is my little induction robot. He follows a black line if you make it with a Sharpie. So he's a really cool guy. I thought he's fun, he's colorful, he's on the color spectrum, on the rainbow. I've added children's books because I'm really inspired by children's books, and I've done a rainbow of color from red to purple. And then incorporated art that has color in it behind me. Even in my house, we have lots of Post-it notes everywhere with art on it. So here is a little rainbow piece of Post-it note art that I found, and I thought that's perfect for today. It can go right in my little studio. So the next time we come back, my studio won't look like this. I'll keep some of the things, but I won't keep all of the rainbow things, all of the color. I'm going to, 1 week, we're going to work with black and white. We're going to work in monotone colors. Maybe you'll work with red or green or blue, but one color. And that week, I'm going to try to work in black and white, those colors. Another way to incorporate color into your space is simply Post-it notes. You could put Post-it notes all over your wall, and we're going to do that one day. Little notes, don't have to be Post-it notes, but notes. And we're going to write positive affirmations to ourselves because we don't hear how fabulous we are most days. People aren't running through the hallways here at Oakwood telling us how outstanding we are, and we need to hear that. Whether we're artists or we're people, or we're all artists, we're all people, so we're all of those things. Whether we're having a good day or a bad day, we just need to hear those positive things, and we most need to hear them from ourselves so that we believe those things about ourselves. So I encourage you today to bring in color and make it fun. What do you have in your space? And here again, remember, all of these things you see here are things that were in my space. They're here in my home. I gathered them up, and they became today incorporated in my space. Last time I showed you hanging art by the use of a hanger. I used this one last time. I found this blue one in my closet this time, and I'm like, that's perfect for a day we're focusing on color. Made this piece of art last year. It's pastel and collage paper on black paper, and so I wanted to add that in my space as well. This normally hangs on a spare bedroom door in my home. So many ways to bring color into your space, and I hope that you'll do that. Then the other thing, I want to let you know what's happening here on campus. We are in the midst of collaborating with Edgewood College and doing an art show called Reflections. And we're looking at making art about being comfortable in our own skin, or a memory that's really shaped us, something that's shaped us, or just a memory from our life. And so we're coming together with Edgewood College students, a professor from Edgewood College, and then 7 residents here at Oakwood. And we've got an exciting show coming up. And I was thinking about art shows and how we perceive art shows. And I was thinking about fine art versus therapeutic use of art. Now, of course, fine art, great masters, they painted with a purpose too, that they were getting out what was going on inside them, but their purpose was to bring joy and fulfillment to the viewer. And so I thought about, what about art therapy? Art therapy takes a little bit different approach. Art therapy really comes from within a person and what's going on within that person to express it outward to the world. And so when you see these pieces in the show coming up called Reflections in the Oakwood Art Gallery, it's really about people putting their soul out there. What are they struggling with? What are they going through? What is weighing on their hearts and on their minds? So keep that in mind as you look at their pieces. They have rich, rich stories to tell us and share with us. So I hope you'll take a really close look at the work in the gallery. You'll be able to find that on Channel 900. We'll run a video series and a slideshow. And then also if you get a chance to walk through the Oakwood Gallery. Now, people have said, where is the Oakwood Gallery? I didn't even know one existed. Well, if you've lived here at Oakwood for a while, you've all been through the Oakwood Gallery. It's not an intentional carved out space for a gallery, but it's a hallway space. And it's the hallway space between the Great Room, Tabor Art Studio, and the pharmacy. So if you walk down that hallway, if you look to your right or to your left on the walls, you're going to see some art. You're also going to turn the corner and head to the old Human Resources or to the elevator to Covenant, and you're going to see another hallway space. Sometimes that has art in it, sometimes it doesn't. It will in the next coming months. But the main gallery space is the Main Street area from Tabor Art Studio, which is in Tabor, to the pharmacy, to that direction, towards the pharmacy. Okay, so I encourage you to get making some art. Oh, let me talk about my art piece really quick, because I like to share what I'm working on in my studio. So I'm working on my art piece. I'm going to show it real quick. Basic outline. I am working on a very monotone, black and white, mostly black, with various tones and value, portrait of my grandparents. This is about a reflection of them and the memory I have of them. So that will be in the show. I've just got the basic outline. I want to try to see if I can get them to fade away a little bit, because that's how my life feels right now without them, that they're fading away a little bit, but they're always at the center of my life. So that's what I'm working on. I've got a lot of work to do. I'm hearing that other artists are really at work in their studios, and we have so many cool pieces coming to the gallery. So you'll find that by March 1st. That will be up. March 1st through May 1st. Those artworks will be up. And then May 1st, we'll have another exciting show happening in the gallery. So I encourage you, bring color into your space this week, even in the smallest way. Throw a magazine in there with lots of color, a book, a scarf, something to hang on the wall, a Post-it note, whatever it is to bring color into your space. And then I encourage you, make some art. And the art process this week, make something fun. Have some fun with your art in any way that you want. Make something fun to put into your space. Okay? It could be the smallest drawing, could be on a Post-it, could be a great big painting. Whatever it is, make some art, have some fun, and have a wonderful week ahead. Next week, on February 19th, we're going to be talking about bringing light into your space. How do we bring some lighting into our space? Because it's really hard to make art in the dark, especially as the sun goes down and our rooms get darker. How do we bring some fun light into our space? So that will be what we talk about next time. Okay? Have a fabulous week. Thank you for joining me here and creating your studio. Oh, and please submit your photos of your art studio to me at jennifer.bethel@oakwoodvillage.net. I'm going to start sharing those in the coming weeks so we can see, what is it like to be inside your studio? We would love to know. Okay, have a wonderful week.